Hi and welcome, Jena Skai here, and today we are going to do some EFT tapping. If you've never done tapping before, it's easy, painless, and pretty simple to do, so I will be walking you through that process. But what I want to do is kind of tune into the energy of the times. So we are currently in August still, we're about mid-August, and that is the time of Leo energy. And here goes my bird. He likes to talk to me when I'm talking. That Leo energy is really strong this month, and it is that energy that allows us to show up and shine, right? So think of that beautiful Leo energy. It's very charming, very charismatic. They are the natural leaders. People tend to flock around them because they have really good energy if they're balanced, right? There's always, the light and shadow qualities to each zodiac sign. So the positive attributes of Leo is that ability to really step into that natural leadership role. They have a really great solar plexus energy that allows them to just show up and shine and ooze this confidence of they're totally okay with who they are. So what a great energy to really tap around, right? So there's something that I like to say that I'm sure gets taken the wrong way by the wrong people, but I like to say, I'm not here for you, I'm here for me, right? And I don't mean that in a mean way, because obviously I own a healing practice, so I absolutely show up for other people. But what I mean by that, and what it really means to me, is I'm here to live in alignment with me, to show up and shine in my purpose in the way that I am meant to be, not in a way that you think I should be, right? Because I get a lot of that, and unfortunately that's something that we experience the more that we show up and shine and step into these natural leadership kind of roles. The more we experience people that try to tell us how they think we should be, what we should be doing different, what we're doing wrong, or things of that nature. And it's bound to happen, right? And I don't mean leadership as in you have to be having your own video things or have a business. We have leadership roles in everyday life, whether we're mom or we are taking care of other people in some fashion, or even among our groups of friends, there tends to be that person that kind of leads the group and they naturally fall into that position. And sometimes that alternates too. So leadership is not just meant for business owners or people that do things like I'm doing. I mean that in the broad sense of the term. So anytime we are in that place of really allowing ourselves to show up and shine, we are coming into that place of being more vulnerable, right? We are more vulnerable to judgment and criticism, and we have to learn how to take that and how to allow ourselves to listen, but not allow that to damage our confidence, right? Because we're not here for anyone else. We're not here to live in anyone else's shoes or to live anyone else's life. We are here to live our own life in alignment with who we are, being true to our path and purpose. And I really think that that's something that is really incredible to be able to work on and bring to life in this lifetime. Because if everyone was in that space of being confident and secure in who they are, they would be less likely to fall into that negative attribute of it, which is that judgment and criticism towards other people that don't do things the same way that they do, right? That's where we see that imbalance at the solar plexus. We can really see that ego side coming out in those beliefs of people in that self-righteousness kind of mentality, that space of they believe that their way is the only way, and they try to force that upon other people. And it's an attempt to control, because really they're experiencing a weakness at the solar plexus and they're not able to be confident and secure in who they are. And we need to fix that, right? And let me just tell you, it's totally normal to fluctuate between being in that confident place and being in that place of being insecure or falling into that trap of that need to control to feel safe in your surroundings. And it goes so much deeper when we look at trauma work and, things that have happened in our lives that really make us behave in certain patterns and ways. And so this gets really into the shadow work of things. So I do want to also touch on, when we do tapping work, the tapping is not about bypassing any of the shadow work that we have to do within, right? The tapping just helps us to tune into a different vibrational frequency, because you know what? Right now might not be the time for you to be sitting and wallowing in that shadow work that you need to work through, because maybe you have things that you need to show up for. Maybe you have to be in that leadership role and you're going through some internal stuff and you need something to help shift you, to help you get through the day, and you know that that stuff is going to be there and you can go back and work on it, and you can work on it from a place of a higher vibration, higher perspective, and a higher connection to your higher self, right? When we're in that space, we're in a different space. And we see things differently. We understand things differently. We acknowledge things in a different way. And it is bringing that fresh new look into the things that you need to work on as well. So sometimes that shift that we get from tapping also allows us to view things in a different way, which reveals a different lesson for us, right? Because like these lessons, the healing, it's not a linear work. It's not a one and done thing. We always come back around and we see things from a different perspective, a new way of being, because we're always evolving and always shifting and growing and changing. And so, having some slow internet difficulties this morning. Okay, so when we are really tuned into that energy, it's allowing us to recognize all of these different layers, but we're also able to hold space for ourselves to show up and shine, but hold space for others in that place as well. So another meaning to I'm here for me and not for you is that I'm here to show up and shine in my path and my purpose and that alignment. And when I do that and I hold space for that, I'm also recognizing that you are here with that same purpose, right? And so your way of doing things, your way of seeing things, your way of wording things, I have to hold space for that as well. And that you are trying to live in that aligned way too. And so we create this openness, this space that allows people to exist that don't hold the same beliefs or thought processes that we hold, right? And we don't need people to hold that same way of being. But what we want to do is we want to attract those that resonate with us, with how we think and how we view things, how we speak, right? That resonate with us on a different level, because those are the people that are meant to be around us. And we don't have to change for that. We don't have to do anything for that except just live more aligned and more authentically in how we are showing up. So those people that are abrasive, that try to push their way, or that try to make you wrong for being you or wrong for your way of doing things, those are the people that, right, they don't resonate. That's it. Simply, they're just not resonating with who you are. And that's totally fine. That does not have to take away from your self-confidence, your personal way of being. And we need to learn that, I think, as a society, that people, we can hold space for those people. We can recognize when those people are in those ego shadow traits where they're just projecting, or they're trying to control out of fear, or they're manipulating. And we can look at that and we can say, I need to have compassion because they are coming from a wounded space. And you absolutely don't have to take any of that or tolerate it or be a doormat in the process, but we can absolutely release that connection and recognize that their words really should not be hurting us, because if you are really trying to be aligned in your higher self and who you are and shining and sharing from that space, you're not doing anything wrong, and you are not here to just simply please someone else and live life according to them. And it's growing that energy around you that says, I am comfortable in who I am, and it's okay if you're not. I bless you and move on, right? So to that effect, I have this awesome little tool. This is called a wah-wah tube, and this is actually tuned to 528 hertz, so it works directly with the solar plexus. So take a moment first and just close your eyes and just listen to this for a moment, allowing yourself to tune in to that solar plexus energy, that space just above the navel. This center is your center of confidence. It's your willpower. It's your determination. It's your drive. It's your courageousness, your bravery, that ability to just show up and shine who you really are, and allowing yourself to step into that. I love these. I'm trying to collect the whole chakra set because I think that they're incredible. And they're super easy to tote around, so I also like that too, because, you know, I'm always doing stuff all over the place. So that solar plexus energy and that Leo energy really go hand in hand. So we all actually have every zodiac sign within us. We tend to get hung up on our sun sign, which is what we read for our horoscopes, right? And most people know what that is. And if you're a little bit more advanced, you might know your moon sign and your rising sign. And if you're even more advanced, you might be aware of where the different planets are at in your natal chart. But here's the thing. We contain every single zodiac sign within us, and it doesn't matter if you have a planet within that house or not. That energy is still part of your blueprint, and it governs the house energy. So we have bits and pieces of every zodiac sign. So what I like to do is kind of, when we're tuning into that Leo energy right now, is kind of also being aware of where we feel that energy at the most in our life, where we feel like we express that Leo energy with ease, and where we feel like it's kind of not as easy for us, where we might be having some struggle, right? So any place where you feel like you fear showing up or stepping into the light, if you fear being center of attention in some scenarios or things of that nature, those would be the areas that you are struggling to adapt to that Leo energy. If you have a hard time with self-discipline, that's a big one right now too, because a lot of the energy in the cosmic world that has been coming through has been around self-care rituals and taking care of the self and nurturing the self and really allowing yourself to tune into that energy. And so if you're experiencing that disconnect with the self-care aspect, that self-discipline that's needed to follow through and continue with those practices, that's also here at the solar plexus and tuning into that Leo energy. Another bit of wisdom that I always like to share, that's one of those, facts that I know for some reason. Leo is the lion, right? And so we think about lions and we often automatically think of the male lion and that beautiful mane that they have, But did you know that female lions can choose to live alone? And when they choose to live alone and not take on a mate, they actually start producing testosterone and growing a mane. So female lions will have a mane if they are an independent alpha female that is choosing to live alone. Their voice deepens and they get that furry fluff around their neck. Now, it's not as big and bold and beautiful as the male lines, but it's pretty fascinating that those alpha female lines will absolutely begin to grow a mane and take on those characteristics, which is a sign of their own dominance, right? And they are letting that be seen, and they're not fearful that these males will try to overpower them, right? They are standing in their own and they're even visible with it. So think of that courageousness and that bravery and the animal kingdom and the world of that, right? And how that is. And that's the type of energy I'm talking about, that fearlessness and just showing up and being your true authentic self and complete vulnerability, knowing that there's gonna be those people out there that are gonna attack you, they're gonna judge you, they're gonna try to bring you down, right? Sadly, the world has those people in it, but they're just wounded people. Their beliefs, opinions, and judgments and criticism only carry whatever weight you give it. So that's an opportunity for you to reclaim your own power and to recognize that you are worthy of showing up and shining and just being you. So let's do some tapping around this. I'm going to take a drink, and it's actually usually recommended to drink some water. This water has my B vitamins in it that I take every morning. I try to drink a whole bottle of water every morning. But it is recommended that you drink water before doing tapping because we want to hydrate the body. That hydration helps to flush out our tissues and keep our fascia nice and loose. So that fascia system is that ability of your body to like ease and glide into things. So if you're feeling a lot of stiffness, a lot of aches and pains that travel over broad surfaces, that's your fascia that's tight. Drink more water and do some stretching. That's the massage therapist side of me talking, sorry. All right, so into the tapping. We're going to start with the side of hand. So if you haven't done this before, just follow along. You do want to repeat the words that I'm saying. It's good if you repeat them out loud because it just helps with the energy circulating through you. So what tapping does is it actually coordinates to meridian points on the body. So it helps to shift the meridian flow. So you're really doing energy work on yourself when you're doing the EFT tapping. I absolutely love this. It was EFT tapping that actually is what revealed to me that I was having food allergy symptoms that made me go to the doctor and be tested and find out why I always felt like I was being choked. And it was food allergies. But the EFT tapping for allergies, for food allergies specifically, is what was bringing me relief. And I was like, so let me go to the doctor and find out for sure. And sure enough, yeah. So that was many, many years ago. And I've been doing tapping on and off for about 18 years because I first originally learned this in massage school. So it's kind of crazy to think how long this tool has been sitting around for me, and I don't always think to use it, but I've gotten so much better about that. And there's definitely tips and tricks that I have that I share with my coaching clients about remembering the tools that you have so that you can call upon them when you need them. All right, back to the tapping. So we start with the side of hand. So we're just tapping, and it's just a light tapping. It's not like you're beating yourself up or anything like that. It's just a light tapping, and we're just going to tap here. Take a deep breath. Hold it at the top. Exhale. I'm choosing to tune in to the energy of my solar plexus. I know in this space, I don't always tune into my own courage, and I don't always feel brave. I know that sometimes I allow fear to control me, and keep me small. I know that there are times when I feel like I am really powerful and that I feel that inner confidence and that I glow. And I really want to feel that more in life. I want to show up and shine. I want to live in more alignment and really be the truth of who I am. And I want to do that from a place of compassion and courage and confidence. I want to reclaim my power and not allow the fear of judgment and criticism to control me. I am choosing to show up and shine. Another deep breath in and hold it at the top. Exhale. And we're going to start at the top of the head. Even though I sometimes feel fearful and I hold myself back from doing things that I want to do because I'm afraid of what other people might say or think, I am ready to release that fear. I am ready to stop allowing that fear of judgment and criticism to control my life and take my power away. I am ready now to allow myself to shine. I am ready to tune into my own bravery and courage. I am ready to speak my authentic truth. I am ready to allow myself to shine in all areas of my life. To experience the freedom and liberation of just being. To hold space for myself and others to be able to just be who they are. To allow this openness and expansiveness to just flow into my life. To really embody that freedom. To allow myself to feel into my own power. And to trust and love that power that I hold within. Because I know the truth of who I really am. And I don't need to fear my power. Got ahead of myself there. And I don't need to fear the outside judgment or criticism. Instead, I can send those people love and release them so that they can do their own inner work in recognizing what they need to heal. So that they too can show up and shine and feel that freedom of just being. And when I hold space knowing this, I feel so empowered. So even though I sometimes fall into that fear of my own power, I still deeply and completely love, appreciate, and forgive myself. Deep breath in and hold it and release. All right. So there's your tapping sequence around stepping into your power, allowing yourself to show up and shine, and being able to hold that space for other people. Because sometimes we go into that fear space because we want other people to feel better, to feel okay. And sometimes we fall into that trap too, and we become that people pleaser. So when we are standing in our power, when we are coming from a place of empowerment, we are able to stay true to who we are and show up in the way that we should be showing up, which then actually helps to trigger that healing process in other people because we're giving them the space to show up and be too. So I know a lot of times people talk about the energy at the shop and even being around me and being able to come and see me, visit me, chat with me, even if they're not buying anything, because it makes them feel better. And I absolutely love that you guys notice that and you feel that from me. And it is truly an honor for me to be able to hold that space and that container, because I know the more that I am showing up and allowing myself to shine and giving that space, that freedom for everyone to do the same, that it creates this healing initiation to start within each person. And so when you walk into my space, I want you to feel that. I want you to be aware of that. I want you to recognize that, because there's so much power in that process of healing and evolving and growing in our spiritual selves and our higher selves and who we are. And so it is always an honor and a blessing to be able to provide that for everyone. So this is just another avenue for me to be able to do that. And also for teaching you how to do that and how to be in that space and how to shift your energy so you can be in that space more often. Because the more that you are able to tune in and connect and be in your place of power, the more that you're able to hold that space for those around you to trigger those same types of healing and inner work to come to the surface, so that you start raising the vibration and the frequency and the resonant energy of all of those around you too. And this is how we change the world, you guys. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment below. Let me know how you're feeling around this. And if there is anything that you feel you would like some tapping around that you want me to create a video for, I am open to suggestions and ideas. Let me know what you're feeling, what you're doing, and where you're at on this journey, and how you feel about this Leo energy. Do you embrace it, or is it a struggle for you? And then let me know if this tapping helps you to feel better. So also some little tidbits of information. When you're tapping, it is common to experience yawning, sneezing, coughing, hiccuping, anything like that. That's all energy movement and shifts that are going on. So that can happen during a tapping session. I've already tapped for this morning, and I thought, well, this would be a great thing to offer for you guys too. So hopefully you feel that shift and that energy that allows you to show up and shine. I feel like I am absolutely shining this morning, so I look forward to seeing y'all at the shop today, because today is Saturday and I will be there 2 to 5. So take care, enjoy your weekend or whatever day that you're watching this, and I hope that you truly have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.